a trip to the free throw line here early for Parmley is going to be number 55, Chris McCune. McCune out of DuPont Manual there in Louisville. Good on the first free throw. Splits a pair, no good on the second. So a 1-0 ball game in favor of Premier. EOTO with it. And one. It's number 34, Alexis Gant. Gant with a chance for the three-point play the hard way. She's got the front end taken care of. Gant can't get the home bounce. Premier will bring it the other way. So I have a turnover there, so the ball will go back over to EOTO. It's Carly Bearden. Gonna be a backcourt violation against EOTO. Number 1, Pamela Johnson hadn't established herself here on the right side of the timeline in order to receive the ball. So the backcourt violation sends it back over to Kentucky Premier. 2-1 ball game here early on. Nice step right there. Slicing and dicing through the defense, getting the bucket to go. That was number 32, Lindsay Duval. Duval's bucket makes it a 3-2 ball game. Bearden off the mark on the shot. Ansley Eubank kicks it out. That jump shot off by Robinson. McCune working on the inside, can't get that shot to go. This Premier Parmley crowd ready to celebrate that bucket, but it just wouldn't stay down.
Chris Watkins with Prospects Nation TV, bringing you live Kentucky Premier versus EOTO here on Championship Sunday from PSB. End of the road. Got a good matchup so far. This is now our 7th broadcast of the day here from Swanee Sports Academy, the home of a number of our PeachStateBasketball.com events. I am joined on the mic now for one of the first times, one of our lead skills trainers, AP B-ball, Adrian Penland. Welcome to the mic.
Man, appreciate it, man. First time ever doing something like this, so excited about it.
And what's exciting about having AP here on the mic is he actually trains a number of these players for the EOTO Black team.
Oh yeah. They've been working hard, so excited about, being with you, talking about the EOTO girls. Ken does a great job with them, so.
AP, you can see a lot of what we do here at all of our Team EBA events, whether it's EBA All-American, Fab 5, Camp EBA, Top 40, or Super 64 on AdrianPenlandBasketball.com. If you're looking for skills and drills for you as an individual player to do, you need to definitely visit AdrianPenlandBasketball.com. So we're here back on the game. Offense is a little stagnant here in the championship. We mentioned this in each broadcast. Also need to shout out our Kyle Moore, our International Director of Scouting, has made it here for Sunday at PSB End of the Road. He is down there on College Row right now.
Always good to see Cal in the building. Great defense.
See number 44, Riley Potts right there, who has played in our EBA All-American camp earlier in the day, played very well. It's number 44 in the green. Great take there inside by number 25 in the green. That is Ali Neese. Actually pulls double duty, was playing in the last game of the other Kentucky Premier team. Kick out to Autumn Sizemore there, 22 in the gray for EOTO. Plays at Parkview High School, outstanding shooter from the outside. Sizemore with the tip in there at the rim. AP, tell me what you've seen about Sizemore. She's a veteran of our EBA camp series.
I think she's really good. I think she's coming to her own. Still needs some things to work on, but for the most part, I think she's coming along very well.
Yeah, outstanding shooter. You know, she's been a contributor to Parkview High School, which is one of the top power programs here in the state of Georgia since she was a freshman.
Oh yeah, Parkview got some great basketball players over there, so excited about watching them play this year.
Definitely. We actually have they have one of the top still available, top 100 players in the country. Victoria Harris has yet to make her commitment. She looks to be making that soon. Excited to hear where she is going to go. Victoria Harris played with the Georgia Pistols this year with Asia Durr's team on the Nike EYBL series.
Yep.
What you really like about this Kentucky Premier program is here in back-to-back championship games. They do the mass subbing, 5 in, 5 out. They're going to give all these players an opportunity to play in front of these college coaches. So parents know that the players in this program are all going to get the same opportunity. They all play with a large amount of heart.
And I think their coach does a great job with each and every last one of the girls over there. Like you said, playing time and just, you know, all the girls going to go out there and have fun and compete at the same time.
So, God, great defensive play there by Chris McCoon.
Chris, what do you think about Bree Locke?
I really like Locke's game and the advancements she's made to be more of a perimeter-oriented player as opposed to previously did a lot more into the rim. She shot the ball well recently in the last couple camp series. Watched her yesterday. She's getting more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I also like Indy on EOTO. I think she's really good creating her own shot. Also helping her teammates get shots too.
Eubank a little short with the 3 from the corner. She actually follows it up. Got called for the travel right there. She also played in our EBA All-American camp, shot it well in the camp series. We have a timeout. It is 4-7, low-scoring affair. You look for it to pick up here as the nerves shake off. The same thing happened in our last championship round between the West Virginia Thunder and another Kentucky Premier program. Got Pamela Johnson bringing it up here, plays at Buford High School for the EOTO squad. Kicks it to Locke, who we were mentioning earlier. And that just shows like her advancement in her game. She's able to put it on the floor twice, kick it to her teammate there. Number 34, Alexis Gann, who plays at Eagles Landing High School, 2015.
Yeah, that was a great shot, Lyle.
Great seal there for the lob, 55. McCoon just wasn't able to finish. 6'3", 2016, out of Louisville, Kentucky. See, a lot of times this EOTO team, they run lock almost like a point forward. You see her do a lot of handling, the ball out on the perimeter. There goes Locke again.
That was a great two-dribble pull-up. Something that we worked on in the showcases throughout the year. So credit that to Chris Watkins, showing me the two-dribble pull-up.
You know, and what AP's mentioned there and what we do and talk about the showcase, when you play in both our Team EBA camp series, we do a lot of drill instruction. You see Locke there, looks to make that same pull-up move again. And they're able to bring that and transition it here to the game. Nice run out there by Eubank. That's Angela Eubank. Able to now get to the free throw line, see if she can really get that offensive game going. Able to make the first one. Tie game here now. 7:23 left in the first half here on Championship Sunday. You hear us mention that often on the broadcast because it's just a great atmosphere at Suwannee Sports Academy, whether we're at Suwannee Sports Academy in Suwannee or SSA in Cobb County. In our facilities where we run a number of our tournaments, we bring you these broadcasts that are powered by SUV TV. It's very unique. Great experience for all the players involved. See a great job by Kentucky Premier trapping, especially when it goes to the corner. Coach Plumlee always does a fantastic job of getting his team in the right defensive sets. Seems the official didn't like the little shove off there to get open by the EOTO program. Another team here doing mass subs as EOTO sends in 4. And that just shows you it's the style that they're playing, and these coaches have bought in to that system that allows you to keep high energy on both ends of the floor. great putback by McCoon, number 55 in the green. AP, you know, tell me from your standpoint, what is something in what McCoon can do as an offensive rebounder? How does that alter the landscape of the game?
Man, I think what she does for her team out there is a great job. Like she rebound the ball real good. As you can see, she's running the court right now. She's running the court. She blocked shot. She just started a fast break for her team. So what she do for her team is a really great job.
Definitely. High energy. You saw her there running in transition. Now she gets the opportunity to step to the free throw line. Shows a nice shooting touch.
Great touch.
She's going to look to convert the second one. Kentucky Premier team all over the glass.
EOTO really does a great job by running a dribble drive offense.
The dribble drive is really kind of, it's not, you know, something that's brand new, but it got a lot of fame when Memphis started running it, and they got it from a coach, Vance Wahlberg, who was a junior college coach actually out in California. Did a little too much dribbling and driving on that possession, though, AP. They look to turn it over.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Kentucky Premier is bringing it up. They're currently up 12-8 with 5 minutes left in the first half. So you have Allie Neese out there handling the ball at top of the key. Kicks it over to Bird. Got Sizemore there on the defensive glass. The EOTO fans do not look like they're big fans of that last call from the official. It's going to be Kentucky Premier underneath as they're going to go in a 1-4 high set out top. Carla Bearden, number 15 there in the gray, was able to get her hand in, deflected out of bounds. We saw her in the EBA All-American camp setting. She was able to make a number of plays, both on the defensive end and on the rebounding. Holland Duluth High School 5'5" guard 2016. That's number 20 there in the gray, was actually able to get in, get her hand on the ball. Official called the foul. Official's doing a great job today here on Championship Sunday. Grace Bergers, 2018, is able to get to the line. AP, tell me, when you talk about player the versatility, I mean, she's listed as 5'10", and they're able to go one low with her. You know, what type of pressure does that put when you can take one player and they can break somebody down off the dribble and you put them in the top of key? What type of pressure does that put on defense?
It put a lot, because now you gotta help on that girl, and also you gotta try to recover on the girl that she's penetrating off of. So
got Brianna Locke out there handling. Great take. Great take there. Great take there by
EOTO really extending their defense right now. They pressure. They're really doing a great job of help defense, denying the pass.
Ball slipped a little bit there on that drive. Kentucky Premier making mass subs. You know, me personally, being somebody who I formerly used to coach, I believe in a similar concept of playing a large number of players, continually subbing, creates a lot of energy.
Why do you agree with that concept, Chris?
It allows the players on the floor to buy into the system, that you want them to play hard, want them to run the floor on offense even more, you want them to play hard defensively. As you see, Kentucky Premier, those 5 players come off the bench, immediately create a turnover. It allows you to expend all your energy because you know when you sub out that you're going to go back in.
Great shot by
Number 11, Ansley Eubank.
that was a nice three-point shot by her.
Yeah, she can look to get her offense going here. She's a player that hits 1, she's probably going to hit 2. Made a couple free throws earlier in the game. Shot it well at EBA All-American camp. She's a veteran of our Team EBA, PeachStateBasketball.com individual camp series. Got Brianna Locke out the top of the key. So, once again, you know, you mentioned why we buy into the system of subbing 5 in, 5 out. This Kentucky Premier group has came in off the bench and has generated 2 turnovers the last 2 times down the floor with the EOTO bunch. EOTO is going to take it out and get on the side. See again the Kentucky Premier with their defense.
Yeah, they are really getting up in EOTO right now. Switching every pick, diving on the ball for loose.
In terms of the players they got out there, for the most part, and we even talked about it in the last game, even their inside players, they're going to do a good job of, if they get called on a switch with the guard, they're going to sit down, they're going to slide their feet, they're going to use their length to generate any gap that they may have. Once again, so it's now 3 turnovers that the Kentucky Premier has forced. That was Ansley Eubank that forced the backcourt violation. Actually hit a 3 2 possessions ago down the floor. Great hustle there by McCoon to come over and come up. We talked about her energy, both on the glass, and she slides over there on the defensive end and comes up with the steal. Eubank with the ball, kicks it to the corner. EOTO's there to slide over on the baseline help, generate the block and deflection out of bounds.
I feel like this Kentucky team should start looking for McCoon a little bit more on the low post.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, the game's been so up and down. It's hard a lot of times in these settings when it's a pressing system and then they're expending so much energy. But no doubt, I definitely think if they get a chance in a half-court set to pound it down inside to her, she's done a great job. When you're an inside player and you're getting on the glass and you're getting out and running, you want to get that easy touch.
Yeah, I agree. The reason why I said that because I feel like when they get her the ball in the inside, it helped her guards to get their shots off because so many people come down, double team, triple team, and she does a great job of kicking it out or just finishing at the basket.
That's good basketball right there, AP. That's inside-outside basketball.
You know I was a point guard, but I used to love getting to my big guys down on the low block.
I did not. I would have preferred to have shot it.
Great shot.
As Grace Berger does there on the pull-up. Nice back door.
I felt like Carla should have really took that shot. She was wide open. This weekend, she's been doing a great job of knocking down a three-point shot. I mean, the extra pass was great, but I felt like she should have shot that.
With her ability to shoot the ball, you don't want her to turn down those type of opportunities. You know, she's been doing so much, you know, in terms of benefiting her teams and All-American camp and the EOTO team here today that might not necessarily show up on the normal scoring box score. And I'm sure Coach Huffman is going to mention to her that, you know, Carla, when you have that open look, that's something we want you to shoot. Similar in the last game where Coach Scotty Johnson was getting on to one of his players for turning down a shot.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for India Banks to turn it up on EOTO. She is a big time scorer out here, and right now, you know, she's not scoring the ball, but I'm really looking forward for her in the second half to really turn it up.
For those out you that are watching, India Banks is number 2 on the grade team for EOTO. 2017 out of Duluth High School. She'll look to have a standout year this year for new head coach there, Charlie Parker, who's a former Berkmar High School assistant. One of the top boys programs in the state is now he's going to take his first, you know, splash into women's basketball. Talked to him, he said India had a great June for him on the actual just team camp sessions and look for her to have a big year this year.
Chris, let me ask you this, because I know you was a high school basketball coach. How different is coaching boys and now you're going to coach girls? What you think the difference is now?
I actually spent some time as both a men's college assistant, a high school girls assistant, and a high school boys head coach. I think girls take stuff in better. You don't have to show them as many times to repeat it over and over. They're quicker learners. They buy into what you're saying, and they just want to get better. You know, you don't ever, as much in my time in coaching girls, you didn't hear much flack when you were trying to tell them something to do in terms of a drill or footwork. They just buy in, which I know when you work with Brianna Locke, I know she's definitely that way.
Yeah. The girls are a little bit, you know, they take it in, and some girls do, some girls don't, but it's just a difference.
And that's it for the first half. Kentucky Premier takes a 20-11 lead into the half here at PSB End of the Road Championship Sunday.
And welcome back here to Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. Back to the PSB End of the Road Championships, the Georgia stop, that is. It's Kentucky Premier versus EOTO. I'm Marcus Burnett. Got the pleasure of having Brandon Clay join me here on the mic. Brandon, two well-coached programs here. Your thoughts on this matchup?
No question. It comes down to being able to score it. Who's going to be able to make the shots that they're going to need coming down the stretch? I like that shot that Kentucky Premier just got. The nice pass from Allie Neese to Potts. And then on the other end right there, Brianna Locke with EOTO. She's had a great weekend. Also participated in an All-American camp. So did Potts. I've really enjoyed watching those two prospects.
When you talk about Locke's game, give us a nutshell summary of some of what she displayed during this weekend's camp.
Well, you know what's been so impressive? I think to tell that story, you got to tell the backstory on this. Her ability over the past year to continue to grow her game. You see the guard skill there. That is a kid that really 12 months ago was playing nothing but the four exclusively, wasn't doing it a lot face-up wise, was really a back-to-basket four. Has been in the gym, been working, been to all the different showcases, CoachHemingway.com. So many different opportunities for her to grow and get better. She's done that, and it translated this weekend. Her ability to make the open shot, her ability to create mismatches at the four spot, hit the trail, be able to play the three. She even played some point forward for my camp team. All of that is being shown this weekend. Locke has put in a lot of hard work, Marcus.
Most definitely. It's paying off, and the conditioning work she's put in up to this point, I think, showing.
Oh, no question.
With this late in the Sunday, the fact that she's been a camper and playing here in the team tournament.
Great move.
That moved just short there. Here comes EOTO the other way in a hurry. They trail by 9. Coach Huffman's squad trying to reverse the trend at this point. Shots off.
You know what was interesting in the first half, and I think they're going to have a big second. Oh, my gosh. They're going to have a big second half from India Banks and or Carly Bearden in order to be able to get this one done. As you see Locke line up the three. There it is. This is exactly what I'm talking about, man. So they're already rolling. You've got Locke. You need one more person now to come on and be able to make a play. But nice little 5-point spurt there for Locke.
That pulls them to within 6 points. Brianna Locke with a big three-pointer, showing some of that perimeter versatility that you alluded to earlier, Brandon. 6-point advantage now for Kentucky Premier. EOTO trying to get a little bit of momentum going. Bearden with the steal. She's going to be fouled there by number 15. That's Grace Berger.
Berger's a kid that I really have enjoyed watching her play. Saw her back in the springtime at Tip-Off Classic, Georgia. A lot of opportunity there for her in terms of her growth. Very young kid, but going to be playing with a great team and a great program here with Kentucky Premier. And as you could tell, both them and EOTO have got that back line flooded with some of the nation's top coaches. Clemson, Virginia Tech, Presbyterian, all with us here on the last day. Georgia Tech, Belmont. Our international director of scouting, Kyle Moore, is even in the building today to take advantage of this opportunity to watch these players play and these teams. And you're seeing some great play right here.
Most definitely, and what we expected from these two programs. EOTO, Kentucky Premier, they do a great job. When you look at Coach Parmley as well as Coach Ken Huffman. And Brandon, you talked about Carly Bearden. She's number 15 there for EOTO, another EBA All-American camper. Your thought on her productivity this week?
She's been great. You know, the thing that I talked to Bearden about 6 months ago, Marcus, was how do you affect the game in a time maybe where you're not scoring it like you're accustomed to scoring it? And that's what I thought she's done this weekend. Yeah. You know, hadn't scored it as consistently as we've seen her in the past, but she still has been ultra productive, whether it's rebounding, defending, getting blocks, handling the ball. She's done a lot this weekend just in terms of playing. A lot of opportunities for college coaches to see her, and she's been great. Has got some visits coming up, as Brianna Locke's right here about to inbound the basketball for us. We got some visits coming up over the next month or so. Has been on campus at UAB. Is looking to take a trip to Western Carolina, and you can see why those schools are recruiting her and why both those schools are here in the building today.
Well, showing what she could do outside of scoring, that's an understatement this weekend with what we saw.
That's a great play. Addison Bird can really go. I want to shout out her high school coach, John Wild. He's actually up at our Tip-Off Classic in Tennessee, taking in all the action up there at Franklin Fieldhouse. Bird is one you're going to have to keep an eye on. Talented kid, came down to camp in June and really liked what she brought to the table. She's going to be a great asset to this Premier team next year.
Bird's bucket makes it a 16-24 ball game, 8-point advantage for Premier. EOTO trying to get momentum rolling, but Premier has responded.
Well, and they've matched bucket for bucket. You know, we talked about the need for that second player for EOTO to emerge, whether it be Bearden, whether it be Banks. Somebody, as Banks checks into the game right here on cue, somebody's got to be able to bring them 4 to 6 points here in the next 3 or 4 minutes besides Brianna Locke. They're not going to be able to do it with just one as Kentucky Premier subs 5 at a time.
Coach Parmey's done a great job with his substitutions. We see it in this game, even saw it in the last game in that matchup versus Scotty Johnson and the West Virginia Thunder. A very slug-em-out game.
No question. Well, and the depth wears you down. If you can play 10 efficiently and effectively, at some point, they're just going to have more bodies than you. You know, that's the theory behind that. I think EOTO's done a really good job, and this is a credit to Ken Huffman and his program. I remember 3 or 4 years ago, Jasmine Jenkins and Morgan Jackson, who've now gone on, both are playing at the collegiate level, one at Vanderbilt in Jenkins and one at Georgia State in Jackson, and they were having to play every minute of every game. They just didn't have the depth to be able to compete in these type of elite level games without those two on the floor. Now you look at the rotation. Banks is in, Locke is out. Bearden's able to sub in and out, and they're doing all this without Corey Staples, 2015 guard from Buford, who's been out this weekend. He really has built depth to his program. Once again, a real testament to the job that he's done.
Coach Huffman's team trails by 8 right now at the free throw line. You got number 55, Chris McCune, who's at the same spot she started the game at.
Well, I'll tell you what, she does a great job. That's a great shot. I remember watching her as a young prospect at Rising Stars Camp at Bowden Park back in 2009 and thinking, hey, this kid right here has got an opportunity to be special. Her sister was at Wright State, Tiana McCoon, who actually is in the building here with us today. Just had a chance to speak to her. I was an alum, played with the Louisville Lady Legends back during her prep days. So we've had an eye on Chris for a while, and definitely as a prospect that we've got on our Elite 60 here for ProspectNation.com, and for good reason.
Her last trip to the free throw line makes it a 9-point advantage for Premier. Turnover, though, comes the EOTO the other way in the hands of Bearden.
I tell you what, I like that pass there by Robinson. Even though it got thrown away, those are the type of post passes that you want to create for your post play when they're working hard on the interior. Robinson's sister Alexis going to Colorado, so no stranger to these big-time games, but for the first time in her career now is on center stage here playing in these older games, even though she's just a young prospect.
And like the stages that these types of events provide, we've seen players rise and get better on them on an ongoing basis.
Well, the ironic thing is I remember her sister really taking her game to another level right here on court 4 during Fab 5 camp 2 years ago in 2012, really putting herself in the national spotlight. Actually played with West Virginia Thunder that summer before and really took her game to another level, and now it's her sister's turn to be able to do the same thing.
So your thoughts on, the hybrid feel of this weekend? You've touched on All-American camp, but then you've got this team tournament side of things. How does it all fit together?
Well, it gives college coaches a great opportunity. What a rebound there by Banks, and you see why we highlighted her a minute ago. It gives college coaches a legitimate opportunity to be able to watch kids in multiple settings. There are kids like Ace Koenig, Elite 60 in the country. Amber Ramirez out of Texas. Those kids, their teams weren't playing this weekend, so where do they go? What do? They're elite players. They want to play. Taya Cooper, Destiny Walker wanted to bump and a run last night. They came and they got that. So it gives you 2 different settings in which to evaluate kids, but it also gives kids whose teams are not playing a unique opportunity to showcase their talent, or even in the case of Taya Cooper, who's already committed, a chance to play versus some of the nation's best on the fall weekend.
I was definitely thinking about that Taya Cooper versus Destiny Walker matchup last night. Club ball teammates this past season, but going at it with the best of them in that matchup there at the EBA All-American.
Hey, that was fun, wasn't it? Just that first 4 minutes of the game that I sat on the microphone for was arguably the best 4 minutes of basketball that I've watched in my entire career. It was amazing.
There on the other end, we see Ansley Eubank continuing to put in work here at Sewanee.
Hey, that's another All-American camper. I tell you what, we talk about progression, and I think that Eubank's progression in the past year is similar to Locke's, if not identical. Her ability to make plays at the rim, you see the follow, the tip. She might be the most active wing in the class of 2016 that I've seen end to end in terms of her consistent ability to get deflections, create steals, create scoring opportunities for her team based on her defense or second chance points.
Most definitely, and she was at the top of the key open there.
Good timeout called there by Parmley. Wanted to save the possession. That's exactly what they did here.
Angela Eubank and Kentucky Premier will get the timeout. They currently have the 9-point advantage with 9:59 left to play here in the second half.
It's been a great game. You see Ken Huffman over there coaching his team. We got Adrian Penland right here sitting right alongside me on the broadcast. One of the things that we've talked about multiple times with EOTO is their ability to hurt you in different ways, and Ken's ability to make sure that he's got players positioned and that he's rotating at the right times. I actually had the opportunity to work with Ken and Adrian Showcase back in March, right there in the county, and all of the girls in his program, black team, green team, some of his middle school kids. It was just a first-class opportunity, and to be able to sit and watch Ken coach at the Showcase with the same energy that he coaches his club team with really helped me understand why these kids are so indebted and so excited about playing with EOTO right now.
As we resume play from the timeout, they get a steal right there on cue, looking to convert on the other end. Nice job of getting back there by number 23 for Premier.
Well, I like what Dixon brings. Number 5, Brianna Dixon there for EOTO, alongside India Banks at Duluth High School. Good activity, length. I had the opportunity to watch Dixon play along with Banks during a couple of high school games this year. Chad Pittman, who helps us out here with Peach State basketball, was on staff there as the head coach. Now has moved on to coach boys basketball. But Dixon brought a lot of versatility, and Pittman was really high on her game and what she's going to bring at the next level.
As we see her, she got one steal, was looking to get a second there. Premier able to retain possession.
In a lot of ways, she brings to them, or will bring to them next year. She's a recent addition. What Ansley Eubank brings to Premier, that length on the wing, good speed, good athlete, and a kid that's willing and able to make plays at any given point in time.
EOTO gets the ball back. Her hustle there on that last possession, definitely helping them get the ball back in their possession.
Well, and you're still waiting right now. You know, we talked about Banks and Beard, and obviously it could be somebody else. And there it is. So now you're looking at a situation. You see Bearden a little frustrated with herself. She knows she's got to bring something offensively to the table right now. But they've been able to play such good defense on the other end that Parmley and Premier have not run away with it, though I do think that Parmley and Premier have done a heck of a job of setting the table for the remainder of the half and the way and the style, the pace they want this game to be played at.
Bearden good on the first free throw, and here we see her scoring at the free throw line. You talked about her wanting to be more aggressive on the offensive side. You can tell she wants to get going, but like you said, she showed a lot of Caitlin Duncan, in my opinion, when I saw this weekend, as far as the Furman Paladin commit that does so many things on the offensive and defensive glass, boxing out, playing defense. Doing a lot of those utility things that I think showed off that dimension of her game.
Ironically, they play in the same region. I had the opportunity, once again with Ken Huffman, to sit there and watch Carly Bearden play a region high school game this year. And who was sitting with us? None other than Banks County's own Caitlin Duncan. Man.
Small world, especially when you look at PSB.
Oh, that's nice. That's a great move there. Doesn't complete for Bird, but those are the types of moves that have got to make John Wild, the brand new coach at Wilson Central, extremely excited to have her on the roster. Oh, nice play there by Allie Neese. Going to get the bump, and they're going to keep it there, Marcus. But I really like what Neese brings to the table. Had the opportunity to speak with Program Director David Tapley and Jared Parmley about Neese's game, actually yesterday before we got started, and I see why they're ready about the 2018 guard.
Neese showing her conditioning as well, was participating in that last game versus West Virginia Thunder on our previous broadcast also. So plenty of miles on the legs for this weekend.
Yeah, no question. And my apologies, I said 15. I meant 4 for Addison Bird. 15 being Grace Berger, the young kid I talked about seeing at Tip-Off Classic back in the spring, and she lines that one up. A little bit off, but you've got to love the confidence of a kid that age to take that type of shot in this type of game. And it's funny, we mentioned Robinson and Robinson's older sister, Alexis, and that's exactly who Berger puts me in the mind of. A little bit of bounce, that real confidence here at an early age, and good size to be able to play any of the 3 perimeter positions depending on the day and time.
Still an 8-point ball game. Dixon tries to get it to a cutting Banks.
Oh, nice. That's one of those plays where you tell they play together all year long. The unspoken backdoor has her girl beaten and finds her on the cut for the little floater there, right there in the lane.
finished by Dixon. We got a 6-point ball game, EOTO.
Oh, great pass there on the backside. Now, that's Addison Bird. That's a great pass there to Curry, wearing the deadly foam posits. And look at the speed. The pink foam posits powered her up right there.
She says, I'll take that, brings it back for Premier.
Oh, great pass. Oh, good block on the backside. We talked about Banks' athleticism, and you see it right there, saving a two-pointer that would have stretched it to a double-digit lead.
Sizemore a little carried away. Didn't realize she had taken that first dribble already.
When you see an EOTO offensively pressed just a little bit there, that was one where she had Dixon right there on the swing. You want to make the simple and easy basketball play there if you're Sizemore. Send it right back to the top. Dixon had just hit a bucket, so put her in a position to make another one. Yeah. Oh, great extra pass there.
Weight room move inside there by Porter.
Hey, Porter's body there, the way that she steps and side steps, it can take that bump. That's one of those things I've seen Adrian Penland work on with her ability, number 24 right there at the free throw line, her ability to put her shoulder and her body. We talk about being able to stay low, draw that initial contact, use that initial contact, and finish it at the rim. She did everything but finish at the rim, but a couple of arms kept her from getting the shot all the way up.
Yeah. She gave him that take that with your shoulder.
Well, and it's interesting. I talked about CM McCune years ago at Rising Stars camp. Markia Porter was at that same camp along with Natalie Collins, who's not on this Kentucky Premier roster. But all three of those young ladies showed themselves as prospects to keep an eye on coming out of the state of Kentucky in this 2016-17 class, and both of them are living up to the billing right now.
Just a 9-point advantage for Premier, 6 minutes, 41 seconds. Left to play here in this one. EOTO trying to continue to close this gap. Restore up top. Over to Dixon.
Oh, nice pass on the backside. That's a good pass there by Sizemore. Oh, tough step back there by Locke. Goodness gracious. More we talked about the improvement skill. You know what I love about Brianna Locke? Every time we open the gym, Marcus, she's always in here early and productive. I think we put a lot of emphasis on first one in, last to leave, but we do that on kids that are not doing anything. They're just here chilling. She's always in there being productive, and so is Addison Bird with that three on the other end.
Big three-pointer to respond to that lock bucket. 10-point advantage now for Premier. Sizemore, she's a shooter.
Yep, exactly, and that's a shot that you don't mind there. Good. Both feet were underneath her shoulders, so you definitely don't mind that shot. Down 10, that's one that you ought to be able to knock down as Georgia Tech's Michael Hooley looks on the broadcast here.
Another 5 substituting in for Coach Parmley.
And they do such a great job. You know, one of the things that Premier does, and EOTO is building their program this way as well, is that they have the type of depth that brings college coaches of all levels. You know, whether it's Western Kentucky's Michelle Clark-Hurd, whether it's Charleston head coach Candace Jackson. So now you've got multiple head coaches, Jacksonville State's Rick Petrie. All those people are here taking a look at these kids. And then once again, these are head coaches that could be anywhere. There are multiple events up and down the Eastern Seaboard, and they're out here to see these programs, and it speaks volumes to the depth that are on these rosters.
No good on the first free throw. .5:26 and counting left to play here in this one. EOTO not in a position where they can continue to trade buckets with Premier, and that's what we've seen the past few minutes.
Well, we talked about somebody else besides Locke having to step up at some point. She's got 7 in the half right now, and they've really struggled to find that second scorer, Marcus, and I think until they get that second person to emerge, it's going to be difficult for them to make enough plays to be able to get the game done.
McCune's going to be fouled there. Got that rebound. Nearly impossible to get to it. The way she had that ball protected. That foul against EOTO. So Premier with it. Here's Robinson.
Oh, great pass there. Oh, everything but the finish. Everything but the finish.
Here's Sizemore. Going to get it over to Bearden. That shot would help EOTO's plight. It's off the mark. That's a good look for Bearden.
It is, and those are the type of shots, you know, if you're going to go 0 for 10, you got to go 0 for 10 on those shots.
Yeah.
You know, I use Ray Allen as an example a lot because he's such a good shooter. Sometimes you're going to have 1 for 10 Ray Allen nights. That's okay, as long as you're taking good quality 1 for 10 Ray Allen shots.
Big bucket there. Jessica Storr, the Eagles Landing High School attendee.
I've been really impressed with Storr's game. Her consistency, her energy level, good speed there, good handle as you saw on the open floor, and the ability to take the bump and still be able to finish the play.
Timely bucket there for EOTO as they pull to within 8, potentially 7. Three-point play the hard way.
Big shot. Well, now you're a stop and a bucket. You know, you want this game to be between 4 and 6 at the 3-minute mark. You know, if you're there, we call that a workable margin. You know, you haven't scored it great, so you don't want it to be 8 or 9 because you're going to need 3, maybe 4 possessions to be able to bring that back. You want it in the 2-possession range. Good tip there. As you see Sizemore make a play, and then they're going to get McCune for the foul. Now you have an opportunity to be able to get this lead down into that 2-possession range. You have to be able to do that right now.
Most definitely. You look at the past couple opportunities, you saw a very good look for Bearden and Sizemore. Looks that they weren't able to knock down, but if they can get that same look, they're in good shape. Unfortunately, a turnover occurs before it can happen in that possession. Storr called for the travel back over to Premier. There's Robinson. McCune wants it inside, getting position against Locke. Nice job by Sizemore to tie it up.
That was a nice play there by Eubanks. She looked, thought about that, and just decided, you know what, it's probably not the move for me right now. Let me go ahead and swing the basketball, and we'll keep playing. Oh, great move there by Robinson. Great move there by Robinson. That's exactly what we talked about, is her willingness to make the play on the big stage.
Huge bucket there. Casa Robinson out of Ashland. Very storied high school there in Kentucky.
It's a name our viewers and readers need to get used to. You're going to see a lot of this young lady here over the next 3 years.
She pushes the lead back to 10 points.
When this is that danger zone right now, you know, you're sitting at 10. If this thing gets to 12 or 14, you can about call it, considering you've only been able to get 26 here. Robinson with the big-time shot. That's a big stop now. EOTO, when you start talking about conversions now, Marcus, when you get inside of the 4-minute mark, you've got to be able to convert almost every opportunity. And this is a nice change of pace here by Parmley with the 2-2-1 containment press. Apply a little pressure, be able to slow the game down. If you give up a bucket, you want them to take 30 seconds to get it done.
Yeah. 2 subs into the game for EOTO. Back into the game, number 2, India Banks, as well as number 5, Brianna Dixon.
Those are 2 explosive substitutions capable of getting the bucket here for EOTO, and they need one in the worst way.
2:36 and counting left to play.
There it is. We talked about needing the bucket, and you see Banks get it. Huffman immediately deads the clock with the timeout. Good call. That's going to allow him to set up whatever pressure defense he wants here to try to force a turnover. Once again, not ideal. We said 4 to 6, but they're only 1 point off of that here, just under 3 minutes. They survived the danger zone there. It was sitting at 10, very easily could have been 12 with a bounce to the left instead of a bounce to the right on Robinson's floater. So I know Ken Huffman has to be grateful right now to be in this position, considering their struggles on the offensive end.
You've got Robinson with the way she's really attacked over the past couple minutes, really looking to put this game away. If you're EOTO, it's tough because not only do you have to, try to close that gap by, like you say, stepping up offensively and converting, getting those stops in the first place seems like a fairly tall order here as well.
No question. Well, and Premier does such a good job. We talked about the waves and the talent and all that. But, they converted shots when they needed to. Point blank, the game was at 5. They found a way to stretch it back to 10. Now the game's at 7, so they literally have forced you to make 2 runs to beat them.
They have the ball with time on their side, but still some time left for EOTO, 2:20 and counting. Eubank in need of a lifeline.
Did you see Eubank handle the basketball and make the left-handed pass? She's a right-handed kid. Left-handed pass on a rope, And Robinson's foot, it was almost like a great wide receiver in the corner of the end zone, made sure she got it down on the right side of the line so they kept possession.
And that's a prime example because I can't remember how many drills I've seen you go through to where if you see a player make that pass with the wrong hand, you correct them on it. That game time situation, a prime example why.
Well, it's so big. I remember watching a big-time college game about 3 years ago, and a kid made a pass to the left side with the right hand. It was stolen, and literally the steal, the finish, cost the game. You know, they were up one, made the pass with the right hand, got it stolen right in the passing lane. Other team finished it with a layup. They lost by one. I realized at that moment how important those ball skill and fundamental skills are, and definitely have harped on that in EBA camps ever since.
That type of fundamental focus and effectiveness that's been, you know, really brought home by Adrian Penland, as well as Christian Simmons. We work hoops, our skill and development guys here.
No question, man. Make sure to follow Christian on Twitter. We work hoops. Make sure to follow Adrian Penland, AP_B-ball. Those guys give out some great skill stuff, and they're all over the country these days, working with young ladies and young men as well. So either way, give those guys a follow. Definitely worth the time.
Angela Eubank going to go to the free throw line. Cool customer under pressure is Eubank.
When we talk about stories and ways that kids continue to improve and go through development, one of the things that's really fueled Eubank this offseason, honestly, was a playoff game where she had a couple of these opportunities here late, wasn't able to convert, and it's really used that as motivation as opposed to sulking about it. She definitely has gotten in the weight room, has gotten stronger, and has put herself in a position to be effective right now in these clutch situations. Is why Jared Parmalee still got her in the basketball game.
It's a 7-point game, just over a minute. Not a lot of time left for EOTO.
Well, this is a great place for Dixon to create as they get the ball to her. Tough matchup with Eubank, though. Eubank's length makes it so hard for you to be able to make a play. It's great. You look at her, and if you're Banks, you're feeling like you're going to be able to get down the floor pretty easily, and then Eubank's arms allow her to catch up, and then they get a hand on the ball, get a hand in the arena, you throw it. She just does so many things. Her versatility has really been a hallmark of her game, and it's one of the reasons why college coaches have been so key on her play. You know, you talk about some of the schools there. She's from Tennessee, though she plays with Kentucky Premier. You talk about Chattanoogas and Middle Tennessees, and all those people are recruiting her, and that's why. She's the consummate glue kid in terms of all the things she brings to the table, and has really started to round out her offensive game to match.
56.2 seconds away from sealing this victory. Robinson at the free throw line.
It's a big shot there. Big shot there from the kid.
Coach Parmalee telling the squad, no gambling. Good solid defense, make them take time off the clock to get it across the timeline, but no gambles.
Well, still in that containment press, just trying to milk some of that clock. Stretch this thing out to 9. Nice, comfortable lead there for them. No need to rush. They're going to send Eubank back to the free throw line.
Appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV. Weekend full of webcasts, our EBA All-American Camp coverage. Watching here, PSB End of the Road in Georgia, as well as our coverage up there in Tennessee with Coach J.L. Hemingway and the faction that we have up there at End of the Road, Tennessee.
Hey, definitely want to shout out Jasmine Jenkins. We talked about her earlier on the broadcast, lending a helping hand for us out there in Franklin. Andrea Carter as well, 2 former EBA All-Americans, lending a hand here on EBA All-American Weekend.
Carter, one of the favorite, PSB pipeline players, not just for what she was able to do while she was in high school, but the energy that she brings for any staff that she provided.
No question.
The event.
Well, I think the tag off for that, definitely want to thank Kayla Davis from Georgia Tech, who was out here working with the young ladies during All-American Camp. It's just so rewarding to have these young ladies give back. I know that Carter and Jenkins spent a great amount of time this summer working out with Adrian Penland. Penland giving his time back to them, and in turn, they give their time back to the kids, man. A win-win for everybody involved here at Peach State Basketball.
Free throw good to go. That's number 32 out there at the free throw line. That's Lindsay Duval.
She had a really good summer, I thought. You know, we talk about the length of like an Addison Bird, Definitely similar flow there in terms of body frame and build, the versatility. All these kids play so hard for Jared Parmley. You know, it's funny, I heard somebody say years ago, this is back when James Harden was there, all those guys play hard for Scott Brooks, you know, OKC, and that's how I feel about Kentucky Premier, the way that they really give that energy, and you could use that with the Spurs and Greg Popovich, but you can always tell teams that are well coached by the energy that they bring on every single possession, and that's exactly what Jared Parmley's group has done all weekend en route to this championship. Congratulations to Coach Parmley, Tapley, Trent Milby, everybody in the Kentucky Premier organization for starting their 2015 season off with a 2014 into the road championship.
We appreciate you joining us here on Prospects Nation TV, powered by the SUV. I'm Marcus Burnett. He's Brandon Clay. We'll catch you back here for the next game.